AFTV Picks is giving away 5 PS5s. Not 1, not 2, but 5 PS5s. 5! All you got to do to enter is go onto AFTV Picks, answer the simple question, and one of these PS5s could be yours. You can enter by going online. You can even do it old school by sending it in by post. But make sure you get on it right now. We've got 5 of them to give away, so do it right now. You have to be over 18 to enter, but answer that simple question, and one of these 5 could be yours. So enter now. 5!
How's it going, people? We're back again for part 2 of AFTV's Keep or Sell. Before we get going, if you want a chance to win one of the 5 PS5s on show, make sure you hit the link in the description below. You have to be 18 or over to enter. Try your luck out, people, because I know I am. Let's get into midfielders now. We've gone through goalkeepers, defenders and fullbacks. If you haven't seen that video already, that video has already come out. Just go back and check it out on AFTV. This one's part 2, the midfielders, and part 3 will be available soon, where we discuss the forwards. Midfield, I just see Ceballos. Less than 48 hours after the Brighton game, he's already back in Spain.
But Bale's even better. You know, last night after the who did they play? Leicester.
Yeah.
A couple hours later, he's landing in Madrid.
There you go. Didn't care. Ceballos doesn't care.
Don't hang around, do they?
You know what? I rate it. Fair enough. Get out of this weather. Thanks for the gym, Spurs.
We can laugh at Tottenham and Bale, but Ceballos has done that to us.
No, of course, I'm laughing at. I mean, we've all been a bit mugged off here by Madrid, haven't we? But
How long do you want him to? He has got to go back to his old club, hasn't he?
He should have gone back on Saturday. What's he doing on the bench against Brighton? He should have gone back on Saturday.
So you obviously want to keep him then?
Keep him, Rob. Keep him there, mate. In Sevilla, wherever he is right now. I don't know what's going on.
I was about to say, maybe go home, have a nice sleep. What's he rushing for? I mean, it is extraordinary that he's on a bench for the game, and then a couple hours later,
they're gone
back in Madrid.
Would anyone have kept
having
him?
tapas? Love it.
Would anyone keep him for
No.
him?
No, he didn't really.
Where do you stand on Ceballos? Do you think he's crap?
I think he's a talented footballer that just doesn't suit the English game. He's not strong enough. He's a very technically gifted player, but just not strong enough. Just has not adapted to the English game. Hasn't started all the time, but you can see why the manager doesn't start him every time. So sell or send back.
He's a technically good player, but he lacks the X factor to push him up to that next level where he's technically good, but he has that about him where the productivity.
I can see him playing well in Spain though.
Yeah, it'll suit him.
But
even in Spain, it's like a Real Sociedad, maybe a Bilbao. I don't see him at the Madrids or the Barças.
No, send him back.
Yeah, he's back already, so just stay over there, mate.
That's true.
Let's go into one that's just pretty much signed for us 1 season in, Thomas Partey. Interrupted with injuries, yes. Consistency problems, yes. But what a name that we managed to bring in last summer. Thomas Partey. I'm going to start, and it's a given. You're going to keep him. I expect him to build on the first season he's had, and I expect him to become an integral leader that this team needs moving forward.
Yes, I agree. I'm thinking in deep thought because I will keep him, but going forward, for him to excel in this Arsenal squad, do you need to build a team around Partey or not?
You need to have a right partner, not build a team around him, in my opinion. You need the right partner and the right system too. Are you going to play through the middle or are you going to play through the fullbacks?
And what's his duties next year? Because he's definitely a keep. It's just I want to see more from him. There was times where he wasn't having great performances. He's definitely not a problem, but I need to know how we're going to see the best out of him. Like you said, a better partner will definitely benefit. But also, what is his role? Are you a box-to-box or are you a defensive mid that sits?
No, he's a box-to-box. Again, he's never been a defensive midfielder.
Okay.
He's a strong box-to-box midfielder. I agree with Turkish. Keep all day long. We'll see the best of him next season. He's a guy who's never been injured, gets injured. It must be really frustrating for him. It never really took him a while to kind of recover from that injury as well. When he came back, there had to be small steps bringing him back, and that's affected him a bit. But there's a player there, a top player.
Yeah.
Keep 100%.
100% keep. I'm not even sure I subscribe to this idea that he's had a bad season. Okay, maybe by standards and the hype that was around him. But a bad season? He's had injuries.
He's had a below average season for me.
Below average, I think.
Not bad, but below average.
Yeah.
Below his average.
For his average,
below his average.
Yeah. Not Arsenal's
I still
average
see,
for
even
the
in
season.
games where he's giving away sloppy passes, I still see enough quality in him. He still does enough things that you're like, there's a player in there.
He'll get better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got no worries about him. Give him, not build him, but give him a partner.
Yeah.
Give him a proper number 10 in front of a proper partner. Yeah,
And lots of shooting in training.
Yeah.
Loads more of that.
Yeah, look,
That's the only thing, man. I know he did a great shot against Brighton. That's what
a
we're saying.
couple, I think three.
He did 3 hit. Yeah.
Started low. We said a few weeks ago it was row Z.
Yeah. coming
Now he's
down.
got down to row C.
Yeah.
Now we hit the crossbar.
Yeah,
innit?
C.
yeah.
That was
We had
C.
one more game week. It was top corner.
Yeah, just shame the season just ended. That pre-season friendly in Rangers, we're going to see some bangers from Partey, aren't we?
Enough to staunch and that. But definitely Thomas Partey keep all day long.
man.
And I'm excited about Thomas
Yeah.
Partey.
Yeah,
one of the
me
few
too.
experienced players
I'll
that I
get
am
the dance
excited
out
about.
again, I mean.
Oh shit! You heard it. Robbie's about to get the
We're
dance
working on
out
some
again.
moves with Cecil.
I like that.
From Thomas Partey to Granit Xhaka.
Oh,
Divides opinion across the fan base. Divides opinion in the office here. Shall I start or do I need to start?
What you point to me? Listen,
this is
Granit
the man we
Xhaka,
need
I
to
said
listen
already,
to.
right? Granit Xhaka, right, in that midfield this season, probably the most consistent midfielder at Arsenal this season. Granit Xhaka brings a lot of steel to that midfield, right? And strength to that midfield. I think he's had a good season, but I'd sell him, right? Because to me, again, it's another player that's been here for a long time. There's that stat that says since he's been here, we ain't won the league. We ain't got in the Champions League. We ain't even got in the top 4. He's bought in for a big fee. He's not delivered on that fee, nowhere near. I think if you sold him now, you could get like a 20 million for him, especially with the Euros coming up. He's going to be playing in that. He'd be quite prominent because I think, is he still the captain of Switzerland? But
yeah.
So to me, if I'm a guy, I'm just keeping it 100, keeping it honest. He had a good season. He's not had a bad season for Arsenal, but if you want to get into the top 4, he's not the guy. Which is the evidence is there. Since he's been here, we ain't been in the top 4.
true.
Yeah.
Do you think he's consistent, Robbie, because he's played so many minutes though? Because he's played almost every game, and that can say you can.
Yeah,
say
but
he's
you
consistent because of
you
that.
can play almost every game and still be not very good. So I think he's been consistent. Yes, the Burnley game. Yes, but on the whole, he's put in solid enough performances, right? But that guy's not the answer to Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about partners, I saw that guy Basuma. That's sort of somebody I'd like to come in alongside Partey, right? I just look at it and I just think Granit Xhaka's had his chance. Again, another player could go elsewhere and probably excel, probably do a lot better in a different type of setup.
I agree with
But
that.
at Arsenal, you know, so much has gone on with him over the years as well. That I just feel the time has come now, move him on. You could get 20 million for Granit Xhaka, I feel.
I should hope so. I mean, with Granit Xhaka, I struggle because if I ask anyone, what does Granit Xhaka do? What is it that he does?
Physical presence.
James, let me come to you because people will say he's a presence. People will say he's solid. People will say
I actually don't
he
think it's that
distributes
even.
the ball well. When in reality, in my opinion, he doesn't.
I think what Xhaka does, without getting too nerdy about it, I think he is a very good kind of link man. You know when you see the defence not knowing who to give it to, I think Xhaka always gives an option. I think when Partey's got the ball, Xhaka's always there to help. I think he's just positionally a very sensible player. Sensible, I'm not going to say elite or brilliant. He's just very sensible. He keeps things ticking. Where I struggle here, I'm kind of with Robbie. We have looked better when Xhaka's been in the team than when he's not.
And then Partey, Man United, Chelsea.
He's
But we're
every
talking
game
2
going
one-off
forward.
games where we sat back and just...
Better than
No,
that.
every going forward.
But if I turn around and ask you,
Xhaka's
Xhaka's best
and
game in
El
an
Neni.
Arsenal shirt.
Chelsea at home.
Which
Well,
one?
sorry. Well, this season...
Best game in an Arsenal shirt ever.
Well, I'll be honest, I think he turned up for both cup finals.
Yeah.
For both
played-
FA Cup
played
finals,
right,
he was superb.
We've had Rob Holding has turned up for the cup final, Ainsley made, and now Xhaka. Like in
They did.
reality,
But
reality, it's not. They didn't. Aubameyang turned up.
Yeah, we sat back.
You know,
and we started
Aubameyang
to
turned up, and the system worked.
But
the system worked.
they were part of that system, and they did have good games in that. But as I said, Xhaka is a guy, he's one of these players easy to attack because of what he's done over the years, right? He's been poor over the years, so it'd be easy. There's a lot of people, they're not having him having a good season this year. He has. He's been consistent. But for me, as I said, there's players, I don't just look on it in the, whether they're not good enough or not. I look on it as well, you've been here a long time. You've been here a while and it ain't happened.
You've had a chance to take
right, so
leadership.
this team needs refreshing. It needs freshening up. And those are the type of players you need to move on, get some money in for, improve that area. And even if it's not just improve, freshen it up, that area, freshen up.
I do fear this kind of, you know, the whole don't cut your nose off to spite your face kind of thing. And what I mean by that is, I'm with Robbie, I would sell. The right money comes in, I would sell. But I'm kind of wary that, all right, whoever we bring in, and we're talking quite a few midfielders, I'm sure we'll do a video on who we want to bring in and stuff, you know, they better be kind of the right replacement because we have just looked a better team when it's been Xhaka and Partey.
Yeah, but I think Basuma, for instance.
I agree.
So do I, bro, I'm with you.
Basuma and Partey. Basuma, we know, because the one thing I do agree with what Turkey says, we don't know what Xhaka does still, to this day. Is he a defensive midfielder? No. Is he attacking midfielder? No. Is he box to box?
Deep
No.
lying playmaker?
Is he a deep lying playmaker? Not really. I don't really know exactly what he does. A bit of everything, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Whereas Basuma, I know he's a holding midfielder of the highest quality, and that's what we need to then make Partey go and do his
release
thing.
him.
We can release Partey, and the next midfielder is in front of him, and that guy can help out the back four. So, upgrades.
You want my true fear on this one on Xhaka is I'm sure he's a lovely person. I've heard that from many people here. But what he brings to the squad, if I'm honest, and what I hear from Arteta, he's kind of blinded Arteta in the sense of he's a leader. I think that's what every time he talks about Xhaka, he says first on training ground. The youth look up to me. He's very very authoritative. And if I'm honest, I see that when he plays, he's very vocal. And we're losing David Luiz. He's gone. And I think Xhaka's another one of those people that actually has a voice within the team. We need a leader. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's the I don't think he's the right leader. However, we lack that in the Arsenal squad. There's no leaders, and I feel he's the one that the players look to. Aubameyang, love him, but he's not the one that players looking to when it comes to leadership.
He's a leader on the pitch.
He's the leader on the pitch, and we need some. So I'm saying sell.
The only thing is, what has he led us to? And that's why, for me, he's been here a long time. He ain't led us enough.
It's a great
so,
response.
You know what I mean? I want a leader that's going to lead us to something.
But we have
lead us to the promised land.
Yeah, and the leaders in the dressing room over the last 5 years, I'd rather strip them down and get rid of every single one of them. Because the leaders in the dressing room the last 5 years have led us down this path, have lied to us fans too. I remember Xhaka came out this season after beating Chelsea 3-1 and saying, you know, people talked after Burnley, but I like to do my talking on the pitch. What did he do since that Chelsea game? Because the next Burnley game came and he was at fault for one of the goals we conceded, which cost us 2 points. When you look at how tight the Premier League race was this season, 2 points, 5 points, 7 points, they all matter. Now, he's been consistent this season because he's been playing, but for me, it's consistently average or below. That's the highest rating I can give Xhaka. So I'd sell. 20 mil, 15, loan with an option to buy the year after. I just think his presence in the dressing room... His presence in the dressing room brings things down. We need a presence in the dressing room, a leader that demands. You think Partey came into this dressing room and Xhaka's like, this is the level of the club, this is what... No, Xhaka's probably like, hey, you're right, mate, like this is this person, feet up kind of... I'm not here for vibes. I'm here to win. And I need to see that from the dressing room.
Yeah, and there's none of that.
It's harsh, but that's my...
That's the truth.
No, we're all saying sell. I just think there's a bit more context around Xhaka than just... He's rubbish, sell him. I don't think...
So from Xhaka to someone that I think doesn't really divide opinion as much, but Mo El Nene. Ooh. I'll start with El Nene. I think you get what you're given from El Nene. You'll get what you expect. You know, he's not the greatest centre mid, but if you play him, he'll try his best. He hasn't really got an X factor either. He doesn't really have anything I can pick at and say that's what he does well. I'll say he's got energy on the ball, which helps transition it quicker. But apart from that, I think you know what Robbie said about Xhaka was consistent this season? I'd actually say El Nene was consistent this season when given the opportunity. I can't look at many times El Nene's let us down. Man United, he was there with Partey. Chelsea, he was there with Partey. Arguably, those two games were our probably best performances of the season.
the win streak towards the end of the season, 5 games in a row. He played alongside Partey for most of them as well.
Yeah,
he's had
even Slavia Prague, who played in the middle there? Oh, that was Ceballos and Partey, wasn't it? Because that was our best attacking performance.
I think Elneny was even part of the 3-1 win against Chelsea, the 3-1 win at Leicester. I think
so like, in an ideal world, again, how we talked about Chambers and people like that, in an ideal world, if Elneny is 5th choice, centre mid, that's fine.
Elneny stays or goes depending on what offers you get. If someone comes in and offers 5 mil, I'll keep him. Say, look, keep your 5 mil because we've got a good squad player here. But if someone comes in for 10, 15 million, I say, yeah, fine, cash in, and then go again.
I'd go with sell just because I think we need a restructure.
Yeah, I think I would too. But I like it. I really like his attitude. Genuinely, like he's never complaining. He's never in the media. He just get on with his football. I've got a lot of time for that, and he works hard. And I like him.
I think he's had a good season. I really do. At the start of this season, I was like, yo, why is he still here? You know what I mean? You know, because I couldn't get that one. But he's come in. He's been a very good squad player.
I think
a very good squad player. I'm really torn on this one, you know. I'm really torn on this one.
You're torn because it's not an ideal world at Arsenal. If we had a good squad, you could be like, 5th choice, why not? But
yeah, I'm really torn.
You might say keep, and then he starts next season for us. That's what tears us.
Then sell.
Yeah, that's what you know what I mean. You know what I mean? That's the reality, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you know what? Sell, because he's been here a while.
Yeah.
Right, and he's not going to start. Yeah, sell him.
Yeah.
Sell, free sales.
I don't even. I'm split. I want you to say keep, so I can say keep. Then we put it to the audience because this it's a tough one. He's had a good season. I like players to earn their respect to play on merit. And
if you have 5 centre mids going into next season, where would you put Elneny in that list?
Probably 5th. I'm going to get rid of a lot of midfield. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be ruthless when it comes to the rest of the names. This is why I can't justify Elneny because you're going to be like, what? You're going to sell him and keep, and you want to sell them and keep him. So. I'm just going to say keep. No, I'm going to say keep. I'm going to say keep. Why not?
The votes have been cast already.
Yeah,
he's out of it.
It's gone.
I
know. If I'm going to say keep, I like it.
So that's the current members of the midfield. Now we've got some loanies. Let's go to Joe Willock first. You know,
this is so difficult.
This is another
He's
tough
made
one.
it difficult because if you asked me a few weeks ago, I would have easily said, listen, as much as you can get for him this summer, take it. I actually will still say that because I know we need money from some various avenues and selling players will be one of them. If we can get 30 mil out of Newcastle, do it. But at the same time, I'm very impressed by how he's gone, taken, you know, the step to the risk. And it's worked out for him. Potentially the best output of a loanee we've had.
Yeah. Go on,
I'm struggling to think
I'll jump in. I'm gonna, because I've just done my calculations on who's going, who's staying. I would sell Mohamed Elneny as well. Sorry, I can't go back, but that's what I'm gonna say. That I'm gonna sell Joe Willock as well. Listen, Jesse Lingard went to West Ham. He's upped his value massively since being there. I think Joe Willock's kind of done the same. I think you'll get quite a bit out of him, if I'm honest, for a price tag of him being sold. I also think for him as well, I can see he's enjoying his football at Newcastle and he's got a long career ahead of him. I think if he stays at Arsenal, we could stifle that. I really do, especially if we start bringing in other big names. And I know the target to strengthen this Arsenal squad is going to be heavily in the midfield. I don't want him to be a third or fourth choice midfielder. I want him to enjoy his football, get goals, which is like he's done at Newcastle. So for him, sell, and it'd be a nice price, I'd say, for like 30 or 40 million. I'll be buzzing.
Yeah,
and I'm sure he would be happy with that as well.
We've seen Newcastle spend over the odds for some other players without that reputation. So if Joe Willock, you know, if they're interested, come and pay up. I'd sell, by the way.
Yeah, I'd sell. That's not even being harsh because he's a great player.
I know what Robbie's going to say.
You got to look at each other's eyes thinking.
No, because I'm going to go against. I'm going to keep. Yes, if 40 to 45 million comes in, you kind of have to take that. But the reason I'm keeping, we have lacked so many goals from midfield this season. All right, Smith Rowe looks like he might add some. I just think for where we are, this just goes back to the Cronkies. If I felt the Cronkies were going to reinvest and go bring in some quality, I'd be saying, yeah, let him go. It's not happened for him. Well done, Newcastle. You know, take the money. But now I think we've got the opportunity at a youngster finally developing, scoring goals against Leicester, Liverpool, Spurs, who scores goals in the Premier League for a struggling Newcastle side. Well, we're not going to try and get something out of that. So I think I would keep him unless crazy money comes in. I'm going to say keep.
He's going to be 22 next year. He's not as young as we think.
That's young.
Dude, that is young, really.
Not young to
22.
be getting excited of
Next
7
year, he's
goals.
21.
Yeah,
Really?
your prime's
How old
26.
is how old
Yeah,
is Mason? How old is Mason Mount?
He's outscored every
How old is
Chelsea
Mason
player.
Mount?
22 as well, eh?
Yeah, and look at the progress he's made in the last 2 years.
He's outscored, I think, every Chelsea player in half a season.
Who?
He outscored Kevin De Bruyne.
Who?
Joe Willock.
Yeah, but Joe Willock's playing at Newcastle.
Yeah, worst teams.
The pressure is off at Newcastle.
Nah, you can't. Listen,
Of course.
I understand
Am
the
I going
pressure
mad
being
here?
off. I understand the
No,
pressure
no,
being
no,
off.
no.
let me
Come
hear
on,
it.
Turkish is being
Express-
harsh.
Hold on, it's
Yeah, I
playing for
agree.
Arsenal
How's
and
the
for
pressure?
Newcastle the same.
How's the pressure off, right?
He's
Playing
had
for
to keep
Newcastle
them
and
up.
Arsenal the same.
One second, how's the pressure off, right? Man, when he went there, they're relegation threatened team.
Yeah.
And it's
on
his
loan.
goals.
On the
It's
down.
his goals that have kept them up.
True.
Yeah, but the pressure's off in a
That's
media
not. That's
sense.
pressure. That's handling pressure.
No, because the pressure's not on him to save Newcastle.
The pressure wasn't on to save Newcastle, but the pressure's on the team. He's in and around that every day.
But he's also alone coming
he's in
into
and
that.
around. He's in and around the fact that there's a lot of pressure on. Yeah, and he's delivered.
Is there
And
more
let me ask
pressure
you.
at Newcastle or Arsenal, though, Rob?
Let me ask you this, yeah. Right? Is there more pressure at Newcastle? Obviously, Arsenal, there's more pressure, but I think if you're relegation threatened,
Yeah, there's pressure.
there's high pressure, man. High pressure.
There's pressure, but not as much as Arsenal. In Arsenal, if you don't score for 2-3 games and you're given a chance, you're going to get
I want to
ripped in
ask
the
you an
media.
honest question. I want you to answer it honestly. Both of you, yeah? Right? If we we bought Odegaard in on loan,
Yeah.
right? We bought him in on loan from Real Madrid,
Yeah.
and he had scored 7 in was it 8 or 7?
Yeah, 7 in a row. I think
He scored 8 goals in his loan spell. Would you want to keep him or send him back to Real Madrid?
I want to keep him. He hasn't even done that.
Would you want to?
I want to keep Odegaard, and he hasn't even.
No,
scored
I'm
that
not
many.
about Odegaard. You said sell Willock, right? I'm saying if we bought in
Odegaard.
and he scored 7 in 7, 8 in total since January, would you be saying send him back?
No,
No,
keep
so
him.
keep him.
So why are we saying we want to sell Willock?
Because
What
Odegaard...
is-
Different
what is-
different level.
hold on,
Different
hold on.
levels of teams, though. That's
Hold
not-
on.
that's not fair.
What
That's not fair
what
option.
he's done has been outstanding, right?
I agree.
This is what annoys me sometimes with Arsenal, right? Now we should be keeping this guy. We should be keeping this guy. We should be saying to ourselves, hey, why do you send a player out on loan?
Increases value,
You say,
maybe?
no, not all the time. You say to yourself, boy, you know what, Joe, we can't really give you enough game time, but we believe in you.
Does he start?
Go and prove yourself. Go and prove yourself somewhere else, right? We're actually going to get you, and that was a good loan move.
Yeah, no, it
Newcastle.
It was.
That was a good loan move because you go into a big club, right? Where there is pressure. Not as much as Arsenal,
Yeah,
but
there is,
relegation, there is pressure, and he's not just delivered. He's over-delivered. He's been absolutely amazing. This is what annoys me about our ownership, right? They probably will sell, they probably will cash in. But why are you cashing in on a gem? The guy's gone and he's proved. So now you should put your hand in your pocket and go buy good players to put around them type of players to make them better.
Put around him, so put good players around him. Does he start then next season? You start him in the Arsenal
He would
side.
start in this current.
Why
Chelsea.
wouldn't of
Go
course he
and
should
see-
He
start.
hasn't started every
forward
game
next
for
season.
Newcastle.
So
Listen.
you want Basuma?
Hold on, he hasn't started every game for
He hasn't
Newcastle.
started every game for
We all know
Newcastle.
that's a bit
But if he was
of a
that
mistake
good,
now.
he'd start for
Right?
Newcastle.
He hasn't
we know
started every
that's
game
a
for
mistake
Newcastle, right? Right.
If he's that good, he's starting.
For me, you keep a player like that. You can't go and you've done that. He's young,
Yeah.
right? Keep.
He doesn't start.
Isn't
next
there-
season, though.
we
Isn't
just
there a
a-
risk, though?
So we're just a selling club.
No, but isn't there a risk he's not going to be as valuable as this summer again? Isn't there that risk?
Mikel Arteta, if you're a top manager, you're saying you're a top manager. If Steve Bruce can get that out of him,
But this is sometimes a mentality and character. That's why I mentioned
and it's
pressure.
even different. It's even different to the Lingard thing because Lingard's been at United a long time, right? And all right, it's gone a bit stale for him, and he's gone elsewhere, and he's done really well at West Ham. This is a young kid who you could see signs when he's at Arsenal. Because I remember when he went to Newcastle, I said to Matty, he asked Matty from the Magpie channel, I said, Robbie, what sort of player is Joe Willock? And I said he's a goal-scoring midfielder because he's one of the few guys that does score goals at Arsenal in the midfield. I know it's been League Cups and Europa League. He's delivered, man. Against big teams as well.
Yeah, yes.
He's our top scoring
City,
midfielder.
he scored against
But
Tottenham.
them teams set up different against Newcastle than they would against
Nah, man,
Arsenal as well.
Keep. I'm telling you, if that guy had come in from a team in Italy, Spain, Germany, and we brought him in on loan and he'd done that, every one of us would be screaming. We wanted to keep Ceballos last year. He scored 1 goal.
Yeah.
One.
Not we. You. I don't know if you. I don't know, maybe I don't know.
Fans
I
in
wasn't
general,
really-
I'm not
okay,
saying
cool.
you, but fans in general wanted to keep Ceballos last year. I got fans telling me, we should get Guendouzi back. What's he done? Keep this guy, look what he's
So
done.
that-
Does Willock start next season?
It doesn't matter, forget the start thing at the moment.
So keep him to be a squad player. That's
Hold on, wait.
That's all I want to know.
No,
Keep him to be-
just because you start don't mean you're just a squad player. He might start a lot of games. Keep him, it's competition. What?
I don't know, man. I just think the pressure at
Keep-
Newcastle is very different.
Our
let us know in the comments.
our midfield don't score any goals.
But he was part of the midfield last season
Right?
that scored one goal.
Yeah, but he hardly played a game. Right? And when he did play, as I said, most of his goals are Carabao Cup and League Cup. He scored.
Well, yeah,
He's been playing since Wenger. I don't know, he's been 18 when he
Keep-
first got introduced.
For
But
me, keep.
it's 3
I'm
years
with
in.
James. Keep, right? Because as I said, if his name was Joe Lopez or something like that, you lot would be saying, yeah, man, keep, yeah. But because Willock, and it's not the glamorous guy, not the glamorous guy that's coming from
but Emil Smith-Rowe's not a
Spain or
glamorous
Argentina
name.
or
Do
something
you know
like
everything? Did you know everything you're saying, Turkey?
And Emil Smith-Rowe hasn't scored 7 in 7, but I'd rather
that. I
Emil
love
Smith-Rowe
Smith-Rowe,
than
and,
Willock.
and that can be part of that sort of young core again. That's another one Willock adding to that young core.
Do you know?
under
Do
23s
you know everything you're
in Premier
saying?
League soon
Just
enough.
everything you've been saying. A couple of weeks ago, because we've been talking about this for a while. I was with you, but now I just saw him add another goal, and another goal, and another goal. And I thought
He's riding the wave. He's riding the wave.
Bring him back, man.
Papi Cisse came on loan to Newcastle in January one year. He banged.
I'll take
for
Papi
Do
Cisse.
you remember when he
He
banged?
was-
Do you remember Papi Cisse, how he banged for 6
Yeah.
months?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
signed
he
him.
was
He
on
didn't
No, I
bang
agree
again.
this can happen.
Yeah, that was
Turkish,
So-
I agree this can
scored some
happen.
screamers
I think
as well.
Lingard's riding a bit of a wave. That can happen. Players can just have that kind of form and it all works for them. But I just think for what we've got in the squad right now, I don't see how Willock's not an upgrade.
This one goes down to you guys anyway. It's 2-2 here in the studio. Let us know about Joe Willock. Would you keep or sell? And I want to give credit to Joe Willock as well, because I read something today that he has been added to the list of players to score in 7+ consecutive PL games, and that list includes Henry, Ian Wright, Vardy, Van Nistelrooy, Adebayo, Shearer. So credit to Joe Willock for that.
Bad names, huh?
Not bad names at all.
I move on quickly.
we're selling
Let's move on to let's move on to another young
Guy at a
one.
barn door from our midfield.
Another
We're
young
selling.
one. Guendouzi.
Huh? Sell.
So
Yeah.
Guendouzi, he was here, caused a bit of problems. There's obviously a little issues with him.
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
got
talented,
attitude.
he's a talented young player, but even since he's been to Hertha Berlin, there's been issues there as well,
Yeah.
right? I think we could get a bit of money for him, in comparison to what we paid for him. I would sell him. What has he done? I hear a lot of people, bring him back.
Yeah, I'd
What's
agree
he, what
with
he
you.
done?
I'd agree with you. 7 months into the season, I
thought
wanted
we
to bring him back.
Oh yeah.
But the latter half of the season, that's when the problems emerged there as well. I think the manager said something about him, and it just highlights that he hasn't really learnt his lesson. He hasn't really kicked on. You know, I think there's a player in there, but there was also a player in Balotelli, and I think attitude problems.
Plus as well,
You know, that will.
I think he's a good player. I think people overhype Guendouzi.
I agree.
If I'm being honest. I think he's a good player.
Yeah. He
Good,
isn't,
but-
he isn't up the wall for me. Like,
Me sell as well. I'll go with you. Sell.
yeah, I'm going with Sell as well. Attitude thing is a big thing for me as well within a camp because it can just destroy a team, and he's clearly has attitude problems. He's done all right at Arsenal, but not enough for me. One
One thing about Guendouzi, and I'll give him credit, out of all the midfielders we have, I haven't seen as much heart, passion and
he
fight
works
from
hard.
anyone
He
but
works hard.
Guendouzi in the middle. Now, that's not the be-all and end-all, but that's a massive problem we have
he's
in the
got
rest.
that. I like
He
that about him.
fights and he's on it.
Martinelli.
No, I mean in the midfield,
Oh, yeah,
where it's
fair,
very
fair.
important to
The
have
only,
that
the only
sort of a
problem with him
character.
fights everybody.
Oh, yeah, even the manager in
Yeah,
that.
after full time as well. It doesn't even matter. For me, I'll be honest. This is one I'm the least phased about. If he stays, cool. If we sell him, cool.
What would you do if you was in
Yeah.
charge?
Genuinely, I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause
Sell,
I thought he was going to keep him because we're
I like him. I think he's very talented. I think he's a
like
very.
everybody.
I think he's yeah.
I like it. I do. I'm
Kolasinac
Turkish
is
though.
all right as
I do agree with Turkish though. I like his fight.
Yeah.
He's a guy as well. You know what I like about him? For a young player, he demands the ball.
Yeah,
Right? He demands the ball in midfield. But
I think he's talented. He's good on the
Cash
ball,
in.
but yeah, cash in.
I think everyone's saying sell. And last but not least, Lucas Torreira.
So
Sell for me. Another player actually. Yeah, it reminds me of Guendouzi a little bit in the sense he rats around, runs around, shows high energy. But again, moving forward from this Arsenal side, sell. Like, I'm being very ruthless with the midfielders. I want to sell a lot of them and bring in a whole new bunch, if I'm completely honest.
Yeah, and I'm dubious about Arteta, but someone I'm not dubious about is Diego Simeone. That's the manager I would love at this club. And if Diego Simeone says Torreira's not good enough for Atletico and La Liga, then in my opinion, he's not good enough for where I want Arsenal to be. So I would sell this summer.
He's won more league titles than any of our players.
Partey got a La Liga medal.
Oh yeah.
Imagine Partey won the league.
I would sell him just because he's been so vocal about wanting to leave. I understand he's had family issues and that's really sad, and obviously I wish him all the best with that. But you know, when someone speaks out that much about I want to leave, I need to go back home, I need to, cool, just go then. Right, let's not mess
So
up.
He's never settled.
Yeah.
He's never settled at Arsenal. And plus as well, I think the fact that he went on loan to Atletico, he did play a few games. Was part of their squad. His value would have gone up a bit as well. So I think it would. Maybe we could get back what we paid for him, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's a shame because I've always liked him. I liked him when he come to Arsenal. I don't know. Again, I think it's another one of those players that we haven't got the best out of.
Yeah,
I think there's a decent player in there. I think there's a player, but unfortunately, he's definitely doesn't like it over here. He's homesick, doesn't really speak the language and that, hasn't really adapted.
The weather's terrible.
I think I keep on mentioning pressure because it's such a big thing, and I see pressure crumble in players, and I've seen it happen before. And Torreira, like you said, when he came in, I thought, yes, it's the type of player we need. But as the seasons went on, I realised he hasn't got the mental for it. When he cried because Xhaka got booed, that was the moment I realised this man is not the one. Because he hasn't shown there that he is a leader. He is strong enough to withstand the pressure. Man cried because someone else is being booed. Sorry, but sell. Let me not get into that. Let me say sell. And that's it for the midfielders, people. Like I said, check out part 1 for goalkeepers, defenders. This has been the midfielders. And part 3 will be out soon when we discuss the forwards, wingers, strikers, all of that. And let us know in the comment section below who you would keep or sell.